you will need a Phillips screwdriver, 3 AA batteries. All you need to do is flip this over, open up the screw, insert the negative side where the spring is, negative side with the spring, and this, put this back on, screw this back on, and then you can switch this on. Now you have switched this on. Once you switch this on, you can select the language, the volume you wish to listen to it in. So if I select Arabic, English. So now you have selected the language that you want. Along the sides, there are 36 touch sensitive keys. Each key will say something. The red ones are usually the instructive, and these are in the language that you have selected. The blue ones are usually Quranic ayahs. So they will be read in Arabic, whichever language they are in. To select the prayer, you have to press this button. When you push this button, it will say Salat al-Fajr, Salat al-Duhr, Salat al-Asr, Salat al-Maghrib, Salat al-Isha. You have to leave it on the prayer that you want to pray. When you leave it on the prayer that you want to pray, all of these buttons, none of them will work because the prayer has started. It's designed like this so that there is no interruption. If somebody pushes these buttons, there is no interruptions. So when I push this button, Salat al-Fajr, I can now stand, the child can stand here and pray Salat al-Fajr. Salat al-Duhr. The child can now pray 4 rakat Isha in one go. Yeah. We have selected a reciter who has the educational background and the skill to recite the Quran perfectly. So I switch the prayer mat on and the child can learn each of these keys. Wudu. Qibla. Adhan. This is the dua for adhan. This is intention. This is takbir. Being able to say Allahu Akbar. Qiyam. This is Surah Fatiha. Another surah. If a child was to stand on these feet positions, the prayer mat will recognize that they are standing for prayer. And I'm going to demonstrate this with my hands. So as you can see, as you can listen, that the prayer has started. Now, if I go off this prayer mat, after 30 seconds, the prayer mat will recognize I am not on the prayer mat. So it will stop. So the child needs to stand on here. It's designed like this. It's designed so that the child is guided through the prayer. And the prayer will stop if the child is not on the right prayer positions, or the right prayer positions will not start until the child touches. For example, sujood will not start until the child touches the hands, nose and head, and that's when the prayer mat will recognize that they are standing, they are in sujood position, and then it will say the dua for sujood. This is how we have designed this prayer mat. We've designed it so that the child is guided through the prayer process, and along the way, when they do make a mistake, that the prayer will not continue. And this is educational for the child to know that they have to stay in these positions. And over time, the child will learn, and then the child will be able to do their prayer and do it perfectly, inshallah. This prayer mat, the My Salah Mat interactive prayer mat, has been designed so that it can be used by a 3-year-old all the way up to even a 10-year-old child, depending on what knowledge they have. For example, a 3-year-old, you can teach them the basics of salah, like wudu, qibla, adhan, intention and surahs. You can teach them the positions of prayer. You can teach them how to stand for prayer. You can teach them how to do sujood. An older child can use this prayer mat to refresh some of their knowledge, but they can also use the 5 daily prayers to pray each of their prayers. So they can switch the prayer mat on, select the prayer that they want, and they can pray. And that can be done for even for new Muslims, for even adults who have coming back to praying, who have need to refresh some of their knowledge. They can use the dua function to read the dua out loud. They can use the surahs to memorize the surahs and rememorize the surahs. So this prayer mat has been designed so that it can be used by all ages, and depending on what the age and what the knowledge of that child is, it will depend on what they do on this prayer mat.